Welcome to our lesson on capacitors, charging and discharging a capacitor. Now on the board here, I've drawn a simple circuit to help us understand charging and discharging a capacitor. So we have the source of PD here, of EMF, and then we have here a capacitor, plate A and B. Okay, a capacitor looks like this. This is a capacitor. So you may not see the plates A and B as you think. They are already inside here. So we have the two terminals to help you understand that they are connected to plate A and plate B. The two pins. If you can see two pins here. Okay, 1, 2. The two pins are connected to the plates. And I have a bulb here, okay? So there is a bulb here, which will help us understand the discharge aspect, okay? So when we charge, we will connect P to Q. We'll bring this terminal here so that this circuit is now complete. So we will have charges on plate A, and others on plate B. Okay, so on A, the positive potential of the source will draw the negative charges. Okay, they will be drawn. So if I may explain like that, that if it is electrically neutral, it is electrically neutral. So each plate has the same number, okay? Yes. And remember electrostatics 1, where electrons leave, where they have left, the opposite become majority, because it is the negatives that move. Except in electronics, you are given even positive move, okay? But so far, it is the negative charges that will move. So the positive source of the positive potential of the source, I don't have a red biro, but we are talking about there. So the positive potential of our source will draw the electrons. So they will be drawn, they will go, and they will be on the positive side, on this plate B. So remember, we have original condition. These plates are electrically neutral. I've shown you for every positive there is negative to give you the sense is electrically neutral. So what are we saying? Should we bring this one here? Okay, so P is connected to Q. Now this is complete. Action number 1, the positive potential of the source will draw the negatives. So the negatives have been drawn. They go to the plate B. Okay? So with my example, if the 3 were drawn from here, they have cancelled the positive, we have equal number of charges. That is the charging aspect. Okay? This is electrically neutral. Okay. So using my example, I am saying this is my source. This one now is my source. So what happens? That the negatives on plate A will be withdrawn by positive potential of the source. It moves them. It attracts them. So it draws them from plate A. So they have been drawn from plate A. They move to plate B. Where they move, they become majority. So the 3 have cancelled the effect of that and that and that. So our plates have equal number of charges. It has the same charge. This capacitor has the same charge. Okay? So that is the process of charging. Now when I connect now this to that, it is a process of discharging, meaning that whatever had given it, it is letting go. We had already stored water in the tank. Now when we discharge, we open the tap. The water now flows. So as the charge flow here, this bulb will show us there is something that passed there. And you will see the bulb flicking because it is for a very short time. You will see it flicking. It will not light continuously because the process is just in microseconds. So now I want us to move from here to this. Remember our basic, this is my diagram. So I am putting it here and I do what? I want now to connect. I want us to connect. I want us to connect this now. So what is the farthest? The source of PD here. The source of PD. Okay. I've connected these 4 cells in series. You can see these 2 and then I've used this wire to connect to the other 2 so that I'm operating with the 4 cells. So what do I do now? I take my second line is capacitor here. This is my capacitor. It is there. And then next to me is the bulb. I've used the sellotape to put it here so that you can kind of concretize the connection. Okay? So that is my setup. Now, what do I do next? Put the wires. So I have the wires. And I told you from one source to the other. So I have the wires here. So from positive, I want a wire that wire number 1 takes me from the source to the capacitor. Wire number 1 from the source to capacitor. There. You can clip it here. That is my wire number 1 to the source, from the source to capacitor. So we are doing one process at a time, charging. Then wire number 2 from capacitor to point Q. This is my point Q. This. And then Q will be connected by wire number 3 to the source. But I have not connected them, okay? I have not connected them. But I want you to understand now, this circuit here is complete. It is the PD across the capacitor to charge it. So I said, now we have a terminal P and a terminal Q here. Okay? Then there will be this wire which will connect, let me say from here. Wire connects from here to the bulb. Okay? Number 4. Wire number 5 is from the bulb to terminal R. So I've already 3 terminals. You can see there is this terminal P, this one here terminal Q, and this is terminal R. So they are here. Okay? Now, what do? I want to charge. Charging a capacitor is to apply a PD across the capacitor. So this is my source. When I connect it to the capacitor, okay, it will charge this capacitor. So that is the process I want to do. I take P to Q. Now here. So this circuit now is doing what we call charging. Now I'm charging. Make sure your connection are good. There. So I'm charging. You can see a capacitor. I've taken this P to Q. So this is being charged. What does it mean? We are trying to accumulate particular charge on each plate. That is the process of charging. We are trying to accumulate one particular charge on one particular plate. Using my explanation, which I've covered now, what we are doing this now. We are doing P connected to Q. So this process is taking place, realigning the charges. A will eventually have a particular charge and B will have a particular charge. Okay? So that is the process of charging a capacitor. So we have one there. Okay? So we are charging it. We are not going to have it stay long because of time. So I will now remove the P and place the Q, and your observation should be here. Your observation should be on this. As I remove P, I place Q. Immediate discharge should take place. And what will show us that discharge has taken place? If this bulb flicks. So we try now. I am removing. There. Did you see that? It flicked. I can hold them now for easy. Here, charging. It takes a short time to discharge. So I have charged, and now I'm taking this. You can see the bulb is connected to this. This is R. Now I'm taking R to Q. There you see, there. Did you see? Flicks. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge. Did you see? Charge. This is not there. R is out. So it is P to Q. R to Q. P to Q. Then R to Q. Discharge. Did you see? Look. I can put the camera near so that you see it better. Let us focus our camera just here on this. If we can take the camera here. If it can be here, I hope you'll be able to see now, because my concentration is the bulb. Okay, so this one here, charge, and then I want to remove it. Remove it. I think you have seen. It's very interesting. Huh? There, I'm charging, and then discharge. I'm charging. Your concentration is here. This is your concentration. Charging, discharge. Charging, concentration is here. Discharge. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge. I think that brings us to the end of our lesson. You have enjoyed, you have seen the processes of charging and discharging. We can now conclude our lesson with the camera now here. Yes, there. Charging and discharge. So what we are saying, you can bring charging process at the same time discharge. In exam, you must know how to charge and discharge, because sometimes it involves measuring how the PD drops. Remember, I can also connect here a potential, a voltmeter, so that we see it took how long to discharge. It is a process you must be very keen, especially how you hold the three terminals, P, Q, and R. Remember to subscribe so that you get the uploads anytime I do it. Next time, I'll try to teach the basic of potentiometer or Whitson bridge, in fact. Okay, so that involves zero-centered galvanometer and how you can get resistance using that setup. Until then, I say bye-bye.